Hi everybody. I got a new toy. I hear all the time that when someone wants to sew on paper, they don't have a sewing machine. They'd like that sewn look, that that stitched look on their paper, and it isn't the easiest thing to do without holes. I happened to find this on Amazon. It's a We Are Memories Keeper. It's called a stitch piercer, and it comes with a needle and the handle and head. From what I can tell, there are different heads. This one's just the straight stitch head. And just for information purposes, there is an Amazon affiliate link down in the description box. Do understand that Amazon affiliate links does mean that I get a few pennies if you happen to purchase it. Doesn't matter. I just wanted you to be able to find all the information you want about this thing. But it apparently has other little piercing heads. Now, the piercing head is plastic. It is not a metal piece, so it doesn't. I thought that this would be the thing that I would use my mat. Well, it's not that sharp. It's more of a push motion to go through the paper. So I found that this is a silicone baking mat, and I think though that, say, an old towel or anything that gave you something squashy would work just fine. I'm just protecting my Teflon mat just in case, but I don't see that it's going through my silicone mat. If you don't have, like, a pile of paper towels or something like that should work just fine. There's a really cute one that has little daisy flowers on it, which might be really interesting to have, but we'll see. I know from experience, I have my sewing machine, but this is the point where you might not want to get it out. But all you do is you just make sure you have your finger on there pretty good and run this down the paper. Now I do it kind of slow because I like to make sure the hole gets pretty good in there. That's 2 layers of book paper, so that works pretty well. And then I did check it to make sure that it will go through cardstock, and it will just fine. Can you see? So it does work on cardstock. The needle that came with it has a pretty good sized eye. I thought I'd just stitch up this this envelope, give you an idea of how far apart the holes are. Now let's see, let's put a knot in this on the front, because we want it kind of grungy. So let's just put a knot. I really thought it was a interesting concept. I've tried other things to pierce holes and not found that I liked them exactly. You do have to find the hole from the back side, so let's go. Okay, if I'm on camera, it's guaranteed the knot is going to end up in my thread. This is just embroidery floss. This is just a scrap piece of embroidery floss that I happen to have. Which, of course, is tying itself in a knot every single time. Guys, really? It makes it so much easier to stitch than trying to do this without having the holes punctured. Plus, it gives you that even stitch because they're exactly 1/4 of an inch apart. See, now that hole didn't punch as well, but it's still punched. Now, another way to do this is to wrap the thread around the outside, which is kind of fun too. You don't want to pull it too tight. It is paper. Anyways, I don't know if this will help y'all that don't have sewing machines and want to that stitched look, but I thought that it was just really kind of a an interesting little tool. It wasn't horribly expensive. And it gives you a fun decorative look for different things. It would be fun to just stitch across little pieces of book paper and old paper and cardstock to make clusters with. And by having the holes in it, it makes it much easier than if it didn't have the holes. So I'm just going to tie a knot in this right here, like so, because, you know, we want it kind of grungy. And now our envelope has that fun stitched look to it. So I don't know if this helps those of you who don't have a sewing machine. It's not perfection as far as what it will go through. It does take a little bit of work to put it through there, but it definitely makes sewing on paper a lot easier. And like I said, the cardstock has pretty decent holes through it. You do have to use a little bit of you want to push down a little bit when you're doing it on the cardstock. Let me bring you guys in real close and see if that helps to see the holes. There, that's pretty good. So now I'm going to tell you what I always tell you. Go have fun. Make some art.